Good morning, students. Welcome in this class. This is class 8, subject Social Science, and it is the third lecture of Civics Chapter 2, Understanding Secularism. Actually, in today's lecture, the chapter will be summarized. Okay, so let's start today's discussion. Yes, friends, in today's discussion, the topics which are to be recalled are like these. First one is introduction, second, meaning of secularism, third, separation of secularism from state, and objectives of secularism, and how Indian secularism differ from others. So let's start today's discussion. First topic, introduction. The word secular was actually added to the preamble by the 42th Amendment, which came into force in 1976. Yes, beta, this word secular, actually it was added in the Indian Constitution's preamble in 1976 according to the 42 Amendment Act. And now secularism is part of the fundamental law and basic structures of the Indian political system. And now the secularism is the main feature of Indian Constitution, and it is included in the fundamental rights also, means right to freedom of religion. Understood? Yes. Now secularism in Constitution. Yes, the right to freedom of religion. As I told you that in Indian Constitution, secularism is added as the fundamental right, and this fundamental right is right to freedom of religion. Actually, the Indian Constitution contains some fundamental rights. I think you know about it. Means six main fundamental rights are there: right to equality, right to freedom of religion. Okay, so means these rights are very important because they protect us against state power as well as against the domination of the majority group. So the Indian Constitution allows individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices as they interpret or believe. So our constitution gives religious freedoms to all, and to maintain it, India adopted a strategy of separating the power of religion and the power of state. So understood about it? Yes. Now, what is secularism? Yes, the term secularism refers to the separation between the power of religion and the power of state. And Article 26 of the Constitution states that there shall be no state religion. Yes, friends, secularism refers to the belief that religion should not be involved in the organization of society. And a secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. And as we know, India is a secular state. It means that all religions are treated with equal respect in India, and all citizens are equal in front of law. So our country does not favor any particular religion, and the government cannot formulate such policies which discriminate between various religious communities which live in India. So, in short, if we can say that secularism means, or secularism refers the separation of religion from the state. Understood? Yes. Now, features of secularism. The state has no religion of its own. Of its own. Yes, friends. Means as we know that India is a secular state, and a secular state has no religion of its own. Yes, here I'll give you example about the Saudi Arabia, and already we have discussed about this example. Like Saudi Arabia means it is not a secular country. So here, and it is a Muslim dominated country also. So here the people of other religion means which are non-Muslim, they are not allowed to practice their religious customs, means they do not have religious freedom. And the Saudi Arabia has a means has their own state religion, Islam, means they adopted the Islam as their state religion. So their people means other peoples are not given the freedom of religion. Okay, and the next feature of a secular state is that it does not discriminate against any person on the account of the religion or faith. Means in a secular state there should be no discrimination among the people on the basis of religion or faith. Here all persons are equal in front of law. Okay, and all the people are eligible for government services irrespective of their faith. Yes, it means that government cannot discriminate among the people in the matter of employment on the basis of their religion or faith. You understood it? Yes, next one is need of separation of religion from the state. Okay, yes, beta. Actually, it is important to separate religion from the state with two main reasons. The first is there that to prevent the domination of one religion over another. Yes, friends, as we know that in India we have many religious groups, and if the majority religious groups have access to state power, then they could quite easily misuse the power and impose domination. So, in turn, and violates the democratic rights of the minority of religious groups also. So, therefore, to avoid domination and violations of the fundamental right, it is necessary to separate religion from the state. And India adopted this strategy, means separation of religion from state. Yet the next main reason is to protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion, embrace another religion, or have the freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. Okay, so means there are the two ways in which that there is need of separation of religions from the state. Yes, beta, here one word is used, that freedom to interpret. So you must know about it. What is the meaning of freedom to interpret? Actually, freedom to interpret means an individual's liberty to develop his own understanding and meaning of the religion that one practices. Understood? So freedom to interpret means that liberty, individual liberty to develop his own understanding and meaning of the religion that one that practices or in which he believes. So understood? Yes. Next one is there that Indian secularism. Yes, friends. Now we will have a discussion on Indian secularism. Yes, according to Indian constitution, our country is secular. Okay, means India is a secular state, and which means that the state shall not discriminate against the followers of a particular religion. Means all Indians, whether they are Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, or means belong to any other religion, have the freedom to practice their religions. Okay, and like Indian secularism does protect individuals religious freedom by maintaining a separation from religion. Already we have discussed about this point. Okay, means to prevent the domination or to protect the individual's religious freedom, the Indian constitution adopted a strategy of separation of religion from the state. Means the state as has no religion of its own, and it does not promote or that promote any religions as state religions, and the Indian state is not ruled by a religious group. Here all religions are given equal importance. Okay, means no particular religion is given any importance, all are given equal importance, and this is important for a country to function democratically. Yes, now we will discuss about the need of secularism. Okay, what are the needs of secularism? Actually, because secularism is important for a country to functions democratically. Okay, it is essential for a democratic country to be secular. Why? Because it has to protect the freedom of individuals to follow any religion according to their choice, and any form of domination based on religions may violate the fundamental rights of the citizens. Means a democratic country provides all fundamental rights like right to freedom, right to equality to its citizens. Okay, and if any state that discriminate among the people on the basis of religion, so it may violate the fundamental rights of citizens. So in this way, secularism is important for a country to function democratically, and secularism is important to prevent the misuse of power by a majority religious community against the members of minority group. So understood about it? Yes. Next one is there, objectives of secular state. Yes, the main objectives of a secular state. First, one religious community should not dominate the other one. People belonging to one religious community should not dominate those who are in a minority form or means which are less in number, and the state will never enforce any religion or take away the citizens' religious freedom. Yes, these are three main objectives of a secular state. Means a secular state protects the individual's religious freedom. Means in a secular state, religious communities cannot dominate on the other religious community people, and people belonging to one religious communities, they also cannot dominate on the other people, those who are in minority or means those who are less in number. And the state cannot enforce any people to follow any particular religion, and it can't take away the citizens' religious freedom also. Here again I will give the example of Saudi Arabia. Like in Saudi Arabia, people are not allow non the people, those who are in minority form, they are not allowed to practice their religious customs. Okay, so in which that the Saudi Arabia state force the people to follow their particular religion, means Islam. Okay, and in this way that the state has taken away the religious freedoms of the people. Understood? But a secular state never enforce any people to follow any particular religion or not take away the citizens' religious freedom. Yes. Now next way is ways to prevent domination. Okay, yes friends, actually our country India adopted the three main ways to prevent the domination, means you can say religious domination, in which the first way is there that the strategy of distancing itself from religion. Means India adopted a strategy of distancing itself from religions. It means that the Indian state is not ruled by a religious group and does not support any one religion. And in Indian government spaces like law courts, police stations, government schools and offices are not supposed to display or promote any one religions. Yes, but in this way we have discussed one example when the students were asking about to celebrate that Diwali or religious festivals in the school, then their sir denied to celebrate because in a secular state that the government organization or the school cannot celebrate any religious festivals in the organizations. Okay, so means the services of Indian government like courts, police station, government schools, or means they are not supposed to display or promote any one religion. Or we can say that Indian state is neither ruled by any religious group or does it or nor does it support any one religions. Okay, means the Indian government schools cannot promote any one religion either in their morning prayer or through religious celebration. Yes, beta. Next one is there, that is second way to prevent domination, the strategy of interference. Okay, means that a secular state or Indian secular state does not interfere in the religious matters of the citizens. Okay, means the Indian secularism works to prevent religious domination through the strategy of non-interference. Okay, and so in this way, for example, to respect the sentiments of all religion, the state makes certain exceptions for particular religious communities. Yes, in which we have already discussed about the Sikh community. As we know that in Sikh community, wearing a pagri is essential. Means this is wearing a pagri is the part of their custom. Okay. So means while because they wear a pagri, so while driving a two-wheeler, they don't wear the helmet. Okay, so in this way that the government cannot enforce them, okay, cannot enforce them to wear a helmet in place of the pagri. So in this way we can see that the Indian state cannot interfere, does not interfere in the religious customs or matters of the citizens. Yes, next one or third way is there, that is the strategy of interventions. Okay, means to prevent domination, Indian secularism adopted a strategy of interventions. Means sometimes Miss Indian secularism works out the domination through a strategy of intervention in two forms. First, of prevention or support, like in order to prevent religious based exclusion and discrimination of lower caste, the Indian constitutions ban untouchability. So this is the example of intervention. Means sometimes that the Indian state interfere in the religious matter if these types of practices are not in the favor of other people. Here I can give the example of untouchability, okay, in which that some people were considered lower caste people and they were not allowed to enter in the temples, villages to take the water from the wells. So in this way, or they considered as the part of their religious practices. But this type of practice was not in the favor of other people. So at that time, the Indian constitution or means the Indian state adopted the strategy of interventions and the untouchability was abolished from India. Understood? Yes. And in the same way, like means the second strategy of intervention, it can also be in the form of support. Like Indian constitution grants the right to religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges also. So understood friends? Yes. Next is there how Indian secularism differ from other democratic countries, or that means secularism. Yes, the strict separation between religious and state in American secularism, while Indian secularism state can intervene in the religious affairs. Yes, actually here we compare the a democratic country America and India. India is also a democratic country. So what is the main difference between the secularism of America and India? Actually the American secularism means American adopted the secularism at a very strict level. Means the American state cannot interfere in any matter, any religious matter of the citizens. But on the other side means the Indian secularism is not too strict. Means in some cases that the Indian secularism can intervene in the religious affairs also. Here already we have given you example of the untouchability. Means if some religious practices are not in the favor of other person, so in these cases the Indian secularism, Indian state can interfere or intervene in the religious matters of the citizens. Okay, means the Indian constitution guarantees fundamental rights that are based on the ideals of the constitutions. Okay, means the Indian constitution or Indian secularism, that means prevent or works to prevent the religious dominations through the strategy of non-interference or the strategy of interventions. So understood? Yes. Now we will have that look on the homework solution of our previous lecture. Actually, beta, and about today's homework, that you will get the assignment, and for that you visit the adquark.com and check the assignment in your homework column, where you will get the assignment and the question answer of that assignment. You have to write the answer of this question, you have to write in your fair notebook. So now the discussion on the homework solution of lecture second. in which the first question, what do you mean by freedom of interpret? Already I told you when I discussed about it. Yes, freedom to interpret means an individual's liberty to develop his own understanding and meaning of religion that one practices. How is Indian secularism different from that of American secularism? Just we discussed that Indian secularism is differ from that of other democratic countries in a significant way, unlike the strict separation between religion and the state in American secularism. In India, secularism is not too strict to religion and it does maintain a principled distance in religious matter. Okay. And in India, the state can intervene in religious affairs, but the interference has to be based on the ideals laid down in the constitution. Yes, friends, what is meant by principal distance here? Yes, listen carefully. Yes, principal distance means that any interference in the religion by the state has to be based on the ideals laid out in our constitution. This I have mentioned in the last line of the answer. Okay. Next one is there. What are three main objectives of a secular state? Yes, the three main objectives of the secular state are like first, one religious community should not dominate the other one. Second, people belonging to one religious community should not dominate those who are in minority or less in number. Third one, the state will never enforce any religion or take away the citizens' religious freedom. So these are three main objectives of a secular state. Okay, means in a secular state, one religious communities should not dominate on the other religious communities, and people belonging to one religious community should not dominate the people those who are minority in or in less in numbers. In what different ways does the Indian secularism work to prevent religious dominations? Yes, I told you about the three ways. First is that strategy of distancing itself from religions. Miss Indian secularism works in various ways to prevent religious domination. First, it uses a strategy of distancing itself from religion. Second, the second way in which the Indian secularism works to prevent the domination of religion is through a strategy of non-interference. And the third way to prevent domination of religion is through a strategy is intervention. So understood, friends? Yes, these are the three main ways in which the Indian secularism works to prevent religious domination. Okay, so in this way our today's lecture is completed. Okay, so tomorrow we will meet again with the next lecture, next chapter. Thank you.